Warning. The following video contains spoilers for the inner workings and behind-the-scenes processes of the Project 863 series. If you do not wish to be spoiled on future or past videos, nor have the spell of the series broken, you have been warned. Boom! There's the man of the hour. Woods, people loved our first little duo video we did where we looked at the office underneath the stairs.
They did?
People said it's their favorite video they've ever seen since that one panda sneezing and making the baby laugh like scared.
You know, I never really got the attraction to that video.
Yeah, it's not as good as what we made, that's for sure, in my opinion. All those views, but for what? So Woods, you know what people are asking for now?
What?
They're asking to look at the server room under the stairs.
It's a server
What?
rack.
Dude.
I don't understand. It's just been running in there for how long? Years.
I say we deliver it to them.
Yeah, that was kind of a journey too.
Our idea for it, like how we decided what place, everything that went into it. What do you think about that? You think we should...
Yeah.
This feels kind of like Dora the Explorer. Hey Woods, do you know where the server room is?
I hated that. This is on point.
Thanks.
That's why I hated it.
Before Woods and I show you inside the server room and everything about it, go ahead and check out plus.spellbound.com. That's where you guys can get a lot of exclusive content, communicate with us. Premium members are getting full podcasts and they're getting extra vlogs. So if you want more content, go check it out there. And also, guys, comment down below what you guys want to see me show off next from behind the scenes from the first few seasons, right? Right now we're looking at the server room, but there might be a lot of other things, maybe things that Woods has built, things that have happened, things you just want to know about. Comment down below and I will bring that to you. Now let's go and look at that server room. Let's just show a general look of what the server room is now versus what we were kind of aiming for. We have this giant hole in the wall.
It's just a room with nothing but a server in there. In storage, there were like two things we needed to progress, and in order to do that, we needed some way to communicate to Deb. And we can't just communicate with her with like a regular server, right? What does a normal server do again? It's essentially just like takes the signal from whatever.
I honestly don't know. There's different types of servers. So there's storage servers, which is like a server that holds a lot of different storage capacity, stuff like that.
We needed a storage server, something we could find information in, and a way to talk to Deb.
Okay.
The way to talk to Deb was the thing on the roof. And the server was also connected to the thing on the roof, but was like collecting data, essentially. Yep. We needed our story to progress that way, and then we wanted an episode we were kind of like treasure hunting almost, right? And so we got the direction from Deborah to follow the wire from the under the stairs in the warehouse, the office. Okay,
from what we just looked at in the previous video we did.
And so we go in there, inevitably we find a wire, and that leads us up into the roof. And then we come back down because it's not like the answer we're looking for. Okay. And we double check and we find another wire. And we follow that, and lo and behold, surprise, surprise, it's under the stairs again.
So that led us to here.
And that led us to under here.
Is this after the Apple II was broken? That's how you were communicating with Deb at the time? So then you needed a new way to communicate, and that's how we got to here.
Right, yeah.
Perfect. So let's go towards just the design aspect of this, okay? For starters, let's discuss this room. This room went from being a closet to being my old office, which you guys remember, if any of you guys watched the old Overkill videos, and that was one of the posters I bought for it. Life is tough, my darling, but so are you. That's it, baby.
Can you highlight that cable management, dude? That's the most underkill thing I've ever seen.
This was my old office. We painted it pink. It was all underkill themed, and then I emptied it out because I found a better closet to go work in, right?
Yeah.
So what made you guys think of using this closet? Was it just spur of the moment, or?
It was just access to another like hidden space that we've never seen in studio, right? I think this stairway and that stairway, I think are the only like hidden spaces within blue base, red base, and orange base. And I think we've finally finished all the hidden spaces. Yeah, what we did was we moved Tanner out of here, and then Izzy and I punched a wall in here, and we went inside this way. What's funny is when we went in here, it turned out to be like a lot bigger than that under the stairs.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look.
So I just leave this on for continuity.
Yeah. Sorry, it's gonna be a little noisy in here, everybody, but...
So we broke through over here between those two beams right there.
Okay.
Something that's hilarious, we busted through, and we came out, and I look over, and it's just like way more space, which is exciting for us.
Yeah, you weren't expecting this section of it, right?
I was literally just expecting this and like right where you're standing.
Nice. So I see you grabbed that. I think
Yeah.
this is a fun thing to talk about.
This is hilarious.
We'll go back in the server room in a second, but it's just so loud that I want you guys to be able to hear what Woods has to say. But I think this was one of our favorite finds out of this whole thing. This was the natural find we had from this, right? Or
Very
you had.
natural, very coincidental, but our story takes place somewhere around like, not our story, but the story of like Syntech came around in the 80s, right? And so when we busted this open, I found this on the floor amongst like some other trash items and noticed that it was labeled 1984. This is a Doritos bag from 1984. So they built this building, they built this stairway, closed it up, and no one has been in since 1984.
And they left that as trash, the construction
Left
workers.
this. I mean, the construction worker at the time sure didn't know how much this would mean to us.
Right? The chain of events that this caused.
But we found it in there and we're like, oh yeah, 1984, So we used it.
What an awesome relic. That's what I'm really loving about what Woods is doing so far, whether he's finding it luckily or he's finding it like out of just pure skill, is he's finding timepieces of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in the office under the stairs, you find a bunch of timepieces from that, you know? Like, from the time period. You know?
Yeah.
We're not like falsifying a lot of these things. Like, you're finding actual things from that time period. I think it's fascinating.
That's the story of this room and this under the stairs closet area.
So the server's another fun story I remember you had to go through, right? So Woods had to find a server. Matt literally just said, Woods, here's a due date. Find an actual server that we can use.
I didn't know what a server was. Right? Like, look up server, and each and every single one of these layers is a different type of function for a different server. I'm like online for 2 days literally struggling because like I'm dealing with the decision of like, well, should we order like this $500 server box plus like servers, and I'm still like not fully understanding the concept of a server,
like what it does,
what it does and how I'm gonna even make it function when I get it. It just wasn't working for me. So I go out and I somehow end up behind Blue Base, and I look to the right, and our neighbor's warehouse door is open, and they've got like 3 server boxes, and one of them was that one. And I go up to one of them and I'm like, hey, what do you guys do here?
The question we get all the time.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, we run security cameras, and we're like an IT business. We help like, set up security and all that stuff. And I'm like, what is that? Is that a server box? And they're like, yeah, that's awesome. Anyways. Yeah, so I explained like what I'm doing, and I'm pretty much like, I need your guys' help in terms of like knowledge and like what do I do? What do I order? And like how do I make it like light up at the least?
Yeah.
And they're just listening to me like botch this explanation of what I'm trying to say, and they're like, we have a server box, do you want to have it? And then they literally have this giant trash can full of each and every single one of those layers.
Yeah, that's crazy. They just were throwing it all out.
Yeah.
And we repurposed it. That's awesome.
And I'm like, that's great. When do you need it back? They're like, we might never need it back. I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna leave it under my stairs. And I'm gonna drywall it up. And then on camera, we're gonna break through the wall and find your server. And that's the story of how we got this nice server rack.
Let's take a look at it. I want to like break down every part of the server, like to show off the viewers, show them the detail. You had one of the guys come in underneath?
Yeah, one of the security IT guys, I think his name was James, and I made him come in here, and I'm like, okay, I got your box in here. I've got all this stuff just like sprawled out on the floor, and like wires are just going to wires and different ports. And I'm like, can you like run down your job and your whole career in like an hour?
Give me a little TLDR.
He just explains how to set it up essentially, like really simplistic forms, because he knows I just want it to light up. He dipped. I just like spent like half a day just trying to figure out what else do I need in here to make it look like, whoever put this here knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then after that was just like kind of hiding Easter eggs. And so I don't know if any of the audience members or any of Subject 4 has noticed, but in here, I plugged all the these servers, and this goes to 3, 6, and 8.
Which is awesome.
So these all go wrapped down into here to 863 as well.
So we got 863 all over these bad boys.
Yeah.
And that's just a little Easter egg, right?
That was just an Easter egg. I don't think anybody's caught it because I haven't seen anything on Spellbound or Reddit about it. But it was kind of a quick scene. Yeah, it was just fun. It was just fun to do.
So can you give me a basic rundown of how you got these things to light up? So is it pretty much just like this is pushing out fake internet, and it goes to each of these numbers, and they correlate on the back of the servers?
This is actually a switch.
Ooh, she's heating up.
This is a switch. And this is the modem back here.
There's a switch.
And I just screwed this modem in like this just to make it look like it was installed or something.
Okay.
This switch switches out and plugs into the modem, and something else back here. This guy right here. This like somehow powers things. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I just you just kind of plug in the same ports.
You just match it up.
Yeah, I understood it a lot more when
he was explaining
it, and like as I was doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I felt like an IT guy.
Yeah.
And I had to like learn how to wire these.
Oh, okay. Oh, rewire the Ethernets.
Yeah, so if you need an Ethernet cable rewired, I got you. Like each of these color bands goes in, and then there are these things that you have to like wire in. If you look back there, which you probably won't be able to see it, but each of these individual wires I had to like take out and wire and press in. I don't know, I like that stuff. It's
and
fun.
that's in the back of it?
It's in the back of it. All that was to make them light up.
That is insane, dude.
Yeah, they haven't called or, you know, asked for it back. Actually, a couple weeks ago, found one of these in the trash. Another one. I tried to get it out. Too heavy.
Oh, that'd been a great scoop though.
So this is the wire that we followed, and Matt found it in the ceiling, and he was like, it goes right underneath the stairs. That's where this is.
Wait, so does that actually go all the way over there, or did we just movie magic that?
No, we just movie magicked it.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, like, if we pull, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
What
Woods.
you doing?
Oh, we're just going over the server room and how Woods built it and put it together.
Woods didn't build it or put it together.
Couldn't possibly happen.
Deb
no.
did.
Yeah, Deb. This dude looks so tired.
This is the bag that they put together out of their like junk drawer. Like imagine having no idea what any of these are.
They just gave you all
They're
these?
just like, here you go, you're gonna need these. And I'm like, oh cool. What are these, Legos? These Bionicle parts?
They just gave you so much random
So
junk.
this is me. This was like one of my first tries. You have to wire them in to each of those little holes. They're all different too. They're not the same. They're all different pieces.
How do you know which ones to use?
You just...
Guess?
Yeah, your common sense. Yeah, I suppose. Because it's just shapes. You just match up the shapes. But it's just some weird abstract, like, educational toy. And that's what that was.
That's tight, dude. I'm sure we're gonna use those again later too, so that's good. All right, so Woods, where does this rank on your building rank so far? Like things you've built, things you put together, things you've made. It feels weird having to do this on a wide backdrop. Let's move you over here. I'm not taking a mug shot of you, all right?
Honestly, it was like, you know, it didn't require any sort of like creativity, I would say. It was just kind of like, what could I get? Mm-hmm. And then it was a bunch of like learning, like useless knowledge. And you know,
Fair.
I like useless knowledge
Yeah, you do.
quite extensively. I would say, you know, with the experience of finding the Doritos bag, with all the challenges of like getting an actual server inside of here, which involved like cutting the beams.
Yeah, like if you look, we had to cut the beams. Woods had to push it through, like see that those two beams that are separating, you had to push it.
Desk.
Yeah, it's
Everything's just a little too big for beams, bro.
take 2 inches off of everything, huh?
Yeah, so the challenges of doing that, learning how to like wire and rewire and all of that, it was really satisfying when all the lights lit up. Plus like getting help from like actual professionals was awesome too, because they were like, what are you doing? It was probably definitely up there.
That's awesome, dude. I appreciate you spending that time with us to show it all off.
Thanks for watching something about what I like. Appreciate that. Click on that video right there, because that is a video that you're really going to enjoy. How do I know? I just blinked. And then click on this because YouTube suggests it for you, and YouTube is always watching you. Thanks for watching. Bye.